Hey guys, I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. Whether you're watching this in the morning, in the afternoon, or in the evening, I'm glad you're here. Today we're going to take a close look at my second Amsler Tools knife, the Hurricane Razor Standard. Before we get started, I want to say a real quick thank you and shout out to all the channel members. Thank all you guys and gals. And I want to say thank you for anyone who's found their way in to check out my knife and EDC content. I hate to harp on it, but if you're so inclined and you hadn't had a chance yet, if you would hit that subscribe button and the bell notification, it always helps me out and keeps you updated when I release new content. So the Amsler Tools Hurricane Razor, about, I don't know, 6 months ago, I picked up this little tiny knife that I found on Etsy. This is the original, well, this is the mini. This is the Amsler Tools little mini razor I bought kind of as a impulse buy on Etsy in Magnacut. Super, super sharp. Carry it in my shirt pocket like a pin, my dress shirt pocket. But I really liked it. Small knife, also worn it as a neck knife. And then this one came up on NAF sale. So these knives are available on Etsy, and I will put a link to Amsler Tools Etsy store in this video. But I was lucky enough to find this guy on NAF sale because they are kind of hard to come by. You can find a few out there on Etsy, but this one is one that was made out of S35VN. It is a standard size. They make these in about, don't quote me, but 4 or 5 different sizes, maybe even more. And he's coming out with a really cool knife that I hope to be getting soon. That's I'll just hold it as a secret, but you guys will see that. One thing I noticed about the standard is its clip is a little different. You've got this standoff. I think this one might have been made a little bit earlier, but it does go in and out of pocket better. I wouldn't say it's a great go in and out of jeans pocket. I wouldn't necessarily want to carry it that way. Now, if I wanted to, I could put a small ulti clip on it, right? I could put an ulti clip on it either way so it would be cantered in my pocket. But I find it's easiest just to carry this in my shirt pocket or in my back pocket or drop one of my titanium chains around it and wear it as a short neck knife. It's got great retention in the sheath. There's absolutely no rattle. A really nice little taco Kydex sheath. Great retention. And then you've got the little Hurricane Razor. Now, you've got these little O-rings, and it comes with a bunch of O-rings. I don't know if that's so that you can line them up, add more O-rings, if it's there to give it grip, if it's there to take off some of the hot spots, which I really don't feel, because I look at this knife as a package opener, a letter opener, a Slurpee saver, a just basic cutter, right? I carry this never as a primary knife. It would always be kind of like my backup fixed blade, but it is very, very effective for what it does. Very light, very cool, using high quality steels, S35VN, Magnacut. They're different types of grinds. The two I have are Tonto grinds. He makes reverse grinds, which are more like Warncliffe's. He calls them reverse grinds. But I just think it is a super neat little knife. And I'm going to grab a piece of paper because, as you can tell, it's got a short blade. We'll do some size comparisons and get some measurements. But for this thick little short blade, it is an absolute laser beam. I don't know why it's slowed up there, but to me that's very impressive. Front grind's a compound. Let's see if I can get it and just run straight with it. Not as easy to run it with that front grind, but again, very much a great detail cutter. If you're going to use it to cut out labels, use it for utility cuts, use it to cut through tape, use it to cut through rope, use it to cut through people, you know, if you needed to, if it was a Slurpee saver type situation, this thing is very stabby, very pokey. Again, not what I use it for, but I've never had to. It is just a great little blade. I think Amsler Tools does cool little blades. He's got a full-time job. I don't think this is all he does, but it's quality, right? You've got titanium clips, T8 hardware if you want to take that clip off, which it is fully removable. If you wanted it to be more like a non-clip neck knife, or if you didn't want that clip because you were going to have it on an ulti-clip. So you've got that choice. And if you took the clip off, I would assume that's what the extra O-rings are for, because you would just put the O-rings here, and that way you would have kind of a paracord, for lack of a better term, wrap. And you could also do that. So if you took the clip off and you wanted it to have more grip, which I can't imagine why you would necessarily need it, but you could definitely wrap it. Super cool little knife. Let's do a couple of quick size comparisons to some folders that you guys are probably familiar with. The Benchmade Bug Out and the Civivi Baby Banter. You'll see that it kind of smaller than both of those. Good bit smaller than the Bug Out, but it comes up, of course, smaller than the Baby Banter. So let's look at it next to some fixed blades, starting with one you guys might be familiar with, the Bradford Guardian 3. And let's look at it next to our little Jacob Creates Chickadee. So it's shorter than the Bradford Guardian 3, close to the same size, but just a little bit longer than the Chickadee. Let's look at it next to the T. Denny Apprentice. Another small, awesome little knife. And let's look at it next to our Baltic Blades Angus Gen 2. So you guys can see it fits that small EDC scalpel type of knife. That's what I look at it for. But it is minimalistic, as minimalistic as anything I have. For example, Baltic Blades Scalpel is one of my favorite slicers. I love this knife. I have a couple of variations of it. But this is even more minimalistic than that. I mean, this is like a ballpoint pen. When you've got it capped up, you could put it in your briefcase. You could put it, you know, like I do in my shirt pocket. It looks like a pen or some weird thing coming out of my pocket. I've never had one person say, "What is that coming out of your pocket?" But it's just really, really cool knife. So let's get some just dimensions. Then we'll get a weight. Get my Javon promotional tape measure here. And we will learn that this guy is going to come in at 5 inches. Which makes me wonder, I'm sorry guys, this is my squirrel brain. Please forgive it. I'm just curious what the mini comes in at. Both of these are available, so that's 4 1/4. So 4 1/4, you got 4 1/4 to 5. I don't think there's anything between those sizes, but I know they get bigger. I think they're about 4 or 5 sizes. But anyway, this is 5 inches. The blade cutting edge is going to be 1 1/4 inches, just over 1 1/4 inches. So you've got 1 inch in that primary grind, and then you've got between 1 1/4 inches and 1.5 inches, or between 1/4 and 1/2 right here at the tip. And if you were going to say how much is blade, you'd say 1 1/4 inches. How much is handle? 3.5 inches. So you've got 3.5 inches from right here to right here. I can get a full 4-finger grip on it with no problem. Let's see what kind of stock we're working with. And I will get it up here by the blade first. 0.1150. It's probably going to be the same back here. .130. Yeah, this is fully flat here. 0.1185, where this is a little bit contoured. 0.1390 is the handle thickness. And then if we were going to try to get it behind the edge, which you guys know mine are not going to be. Let's see. It depends on where I get that edge. 0.0150. And disregard these measurements, guys. You saw how it's sliced. I don't know where I'm getting these. 0.0145. I need to talk to my brother Jared Neves and let him tell me how to measure behind the edge. But yeah, guys, this is the Amsler Tools Hurricane Razor. I believe this is the standard. I picked it up from Blade Binge, formerly NAFSL. It was NAFSL when I picked it up. I'm going to put a link, however, to Amsler Tools Etsy store, because that's where you can go find these now if you're still interested. I have no affiliation with those guys. I don't have a discount code, but I can show you where I picked it up. Even though this one wasn't physically picked up there, this one was. I've thought about picking up others, and at some point will. He's got a new knife coming out. I follow him on Instagram. I'll also drop his Instagram in the description. But guys, that's the Amsler Tools Hurricane Razor standard. I just got my little Maximate Mini here for comparison. But thank you guys for watching the video. Thank you guys for always being here and, just hanging with me. I appreciate each and every one of you. All I ask is please look out for the guy or gal to your left. Please look out for the guy or gal to your right. Look out for each other. Go forward with love in your heart. And please choose debate, not hate. I love you all. Peace.